Hi scholars, welcome to the course introduction video for Exceptional Education 635, Individualized Planning and Instructional Methods. I am the course instructor and my name is Dr. Sarah Joswick. I use she, hers, her pronouns. I hold the role of Associate Professor in the Department of Teaching and Learning at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee, UWM. Prior to joining faculty at UWM, I was an Assistant Professor in the Department of Special Education at Illinois State University. Before that, from Y2K to 2015, I served as a K-12 special education teacher. I taught in the state of Hawaii, on the island of Molokai, and in Illinois as part of the Chicago Public Schools and a Community Consolidated School District 146. My research interests relate to improving biliteracy outcomes for students with learning disabilities who have status as emergent bilingual students. In addition, I'm interested in assistive technology and I'm currently working on a grant to fund interdisciplinary personal preparation related to individualized technology implementation. Finally, I'm interested in trauma-informed care and have collaborated with colleagues in the Helen Bader School of Social Welfare to develop additional opportunities for special education teachers and school social workers to be trained in trauma-responsive educational practices. My office is on the third floor of Endress Hall, 399. The best and quickest way to reach me is via email. Know that I try to reply within 24 hours if you email me at jozwick@uwm.edu. I am also glad to set up times to meet via Zoom. Here's a tip from Angela Watson on ways to enjoy teaching every day. Tip number 1, share your authentic self to bring passion and energy to your teaching. Let's pause here to take a look at what a truly amazing teacher has done in finding a way to ignite a passion for teaching and learning.
Test question alert. Test question alert. Nope in the big giant head.
I don't fall asleep in this class. I just don't. And it's weird because I can remember falling asleep in every other class.
I've never had a teacher like him at all.
Like calculus, every day, I pass out.
Like, he's probably one of the teachers, probably when I'm 75 years old, that I'll still remember.
RTs, I fall asleep in there all the time.
He's the epitome of what I think a teacher should be.
Have you never fathered teacher? You know what? I think that's what I was afraid of. Okay, go ahead and go get that tail for me, please.
Mr. Wright has a key to the city. Yeah.
I just tend to fall asleep a lot. It's a bad thing, but I do. But this class just keeps me interested, so there's no room for napping because you're learning. Like, this guy is just crazy. He's just exploding with fun.
I don't know, you see a huge fireball burn in my hand and go up to the ceiling, and all that matter, I'm not going to have any kids sleeping, and every one of those people are out there asking how. And as soon as you get the kid asking how or why, I can rope them in and get that intrigue going. Once again, it's a love of learning.
He says, I could care less about Newton's third law. I want to teach you something for you to take outside of school. That's what he's told us before, so. It makes me feel like he really cares about me, and I know he does. And he's a good man, and he will go out his way for you.
Right. Any last words? Do you love us?
More than you know.
Hang on. 3, 2, 1.
Thank you.
I will post the link to the truly amazing teacher video on Canvas. pause to think for a moment. What distinguishes you as a teacher? The electronic version of the 635 syllabus is available in Canvas. You can download the Word doc and print it if you wish to use a hard copy. The first step to accessing course content is to log in to Canvas with your ePanther ID and password. Then find our course title on your dashboard. Click on the Home tab in the far left panel. Then in the module titled Course Overview for Exceptional Education 635, the first link is to our course syllabus document. The first and most important thing to note is that this course is hybrid, meaning that we have a mix of synchronous and asynchronous meetings. We will start the semester with asynchronous online meetings. Essentially, you can complete modules from your preferred location on a schedule that meets class deadlines but fits within your learning pace. For synchronous meetings, which begin in the second half of the semester, choose the option that is best and safest for you. Come to campus in person and meet in NDRIS 674, or join our class meeting via Zoom from any location that best supports your learning and participation. This course focuses on 3 themes. First, understanding the role of a critical special education teacher in urban schools. Second, IEP development. And third, lesson planning for specially designed instruction. All 3 themes infuse a focus on principles of equity and social justice. The reauthorization of the Individuals with Disabilities Education Act, IDEA, in 1997 and 2004 establishes that students with disabilities must participate in the general education curriculum. This course responds to legal mandates while also upholding the mission of the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee's exceptional education programs as it pertains to the preparation of personnel who teach and serve individuals with disabilities in urban settings. By the end of this course, participants will demonstrate the following competencies. 1, develop an individualized education plan that prioritizes a student's strengths and addresses disability-related support needs while allowing for effective participation in the general education curriculum. 2, establish measurable goal, benchmark, and objective statements that align with general education standards, such as Common Core state standards, Wisconsin standards, social emotional learning standards, essential elements, or alternate standards, and reflect ambitious yet achievable levels of attainment. 3, design and implement instruction toward a measurable lesson objective that aligns with a college and career-ready IEP goal. 4, incorporate scaffolds into written lesson plans that reflect the use of specially designed instruction. 5, use research-based strategies and evidence-based practices to deliver individualized instruction. 6, use a critical lens to ensure that practices related to IEP development and lesson planning affirm an asset-based perspective toward diversity, equity, and inclusion. UWM requires a minimum of 48 hours of expected coursework per credit hour. That's 144 hours for a 3-credit course. This course will include synchronous and asynchronous sessions. One purpose of a course organized in this fashion is to give you more time for thought and thus hopefully more in-depth discussion of issues raised by course topics. The online component of this course takes place of a face-to-face class. You should expect to spend an average of 7 hours per week completing readings, reviewing material, and working on assignments. In addition, expect to spend a minimum of 3 hours per week applying your learning in the field and/or in online class discussions. Use of a computer and internet connection are fundamental to your participation in this course. If you're not able to use the technology required for whatever reason, you should contact the course instructor. If you have questions about technology, call area code 414-229-4040. All course information will be posted on the Canvas site, which is organized by modules. All assignments will be submitted and all feedback will be released through Canvas. Asynchronous modules will require the use of Edpuzzle to support your completion of interactive lectures. All work must be submitted in Canvas by 11:59 p.m. for the date listed in the tentative course schedule. Please use only PC-compatible formats such as Google Doc with file sharing activated, Microsoft Word doc, or portable document format PDF. Early submissions are allowed for those who want to work ahead. However, the grades and feedback will be released within 1 week of the established due date listed in the syllabus on Canvas. This means that early work may not necessarily be graded early. Late submissions turned in after 11:59 p.m. on the due date listed in the syllabus will have a point reduction equivalent of 1 full letter grade prior to grading the assignment. Since late submissions preclude the opportunity for formative feedback, only a summative score will be issued. If you are proactive and confirm an extension with the course instructor before an assignment is due, the late submission grade penalty will be waived. This course has 2 required texts: Archer and Hughes, Explicit Instruction, and Goldie Mohammed's Cultivating Genius, an Equity Framework for Culturally and Historically Responsive Literacy. There are 2 recommended texts which are available through Amazon or other online booksellers. You can choose whether to purchase these or use the PDFs available on Canvas. The first is Onward, Cultivating Emotional Resilience in Educators, and the second is IEPs for ELs and other diverse learners. All additional required readings are available in PDF on Canvas. This course aligns with learning outcomes that are measured on a point value system. The totality of the course is worth 245 points. There are 3 projects distributed throughout the semester. In addition, there are weekly tasks in the form of an online assignment or formative assessment activity. Formative assessment activities amass to 50 of the total course points. There are 10 modules with formative assessment activities that include opportunities for active participation via Nearpod or Edpuzzle. You'll learn more about these in our class meetings. These platforms embed formative assessment, which are to be completed during live meetings or by 11:59 p.m. on the date listed if additional time is needed. There may be times when missing a module is unavoidable. An absence from a live meeting does not relieve the responsibility to turn in an assignment. Students are responsible for getting information presented during an absence. There are also online assignments that amass to 60 points. 12 modules include online assignments that allow for practice and feedback with course objectives. These are designed to be completed in a single session by 11:59 p.m. on the date listed. An example includes posting an initial response to a discussion forum, writing a measurable objective for a lesson plan, crafting an IEP goal statement. The criteria for earning the full 5 points varies by assignment, and performance levels are defined on Canvas. A basic part of humanity involves using language to describe what is perceived as an inherent part of an individual's identity. For example, she's athletic, the tall man. Identity-first language is preferred by members of various communities reflected in our schools today. For example, members of the deaf community share deaf culture, which is written about using a capitalized D in the identity-first descriptor, deaf. Another example, self-advocates and their allies state a preference for the identity-first use of autistic, as in autistic person. However, other community members do not consider autism to be an inherent or defining part of an individual's identity. Instead, they assert a preference for person-first language, which places the person before the identifier in effort to emphasize the humanity of the person, for example, person with autism. This same practice and belief is reflected among other groups as well, such as students with learning disabilities instead of learning disabled students. Brené Brown offers, in order to empathize with someone's experience, you must be willing to believe them as they see it and not how you imagine their experience to be. Use words that honor the perceptions and experiences of the individuals about whom you think, speak, and write in this course. Find and practice a warm demander style. To be a warm demander is to expect a great deal from your students, convince them of their own brilliance, and help them to reach their potential in a disciplined and structured environment. Lisa Delpit, 2013. How might we cultivate and use a warm demander style this semester? Some examples include focus on building trusting relationships rather than being right. Hold high standards and provide equitable support to ensure all can achieve them. Expect, inspect, and respect mistakes to promote learning. Teach self-discipline by setting and consistently reinforcing expectation. Other ideas can be added here during our class meeting. Modules for the first 3 weeks of this semester are developed uniformly so that you can see an overview as well as any graded tasks or assignments that need to be completed for that week. Contents are formatted in a way that is consistent within the first 3 weeks, and then consistent for weeks 4 to 7 on the theme of IEP development. Finally, contents in weeks 9 through 15 are developed consistently to relate to the theme of lesson planning. For this first week, read the chapter Know Yourself, posted in Canvas. Complete the Resilience Self-Assessment and retain the copy for your own record so that you can later revisit and reflect on changes. You do not need to submit or share your results. Complete the core values exercise and share your top 3 core values in your introduction post on the discussion forum by 11:59 p.m. Include a description of the elimination process that you went through to arrive at your top 3.